How to find the perfect relationship, the journey of self-discovery and personal growth introduction. The reality of love and the search for the ideal relationship. Many people spend their lives searching for the perfect relationship, one that makes them feel complete, loved, and secure. But why then do so many of these people end up in failed or unsatisfactory relationships? Why, even when we find someone we connect with, does the relationship seem to quickly lose its magic? The search for an idealized relationship is a journey full of challenges, especially when we don't understand what really makes a relationship work in a lasting and healthy way. Love, often romanticized and idealized by modern culture, is not a fairy tale but an emotional construction that requires much more than initial attraction and passion. Why are relationships so difficult? Human nature and the influence of social changes. The difficulty in relationships is not just in our emotional nature or in personality conflicts, but in how society has evolved over the years. In past centuries, traditional societies had clear norms and precise definitions of each partner's roles in a relationship. There was a rigid structure that dictated who would do what in the relationship, which in a way provided a sense of emotional security. However, network societies where relationships are fluid, expectations are more flexible, and identity definitions are constantly being negotiated have completely changed the dynamic of relationships. Today, each person has an expectation of self-realization and personal growth within a relationship, in addition to expectations regarding their partner. The search for the self in a relationship. In the past, relationships had a clear purpose: to keep the family together, survive adversity, and ensure the lineage continued. However, with modernity, the search for personal identity has become one of the greatest priorities. Who am I? What do I want from life? What are my dreams and ambitions? This need to find oneself within a relationship to become the best version of oneself ended up being imposed on the emotional field, creating a tension. What is the balance between finding the right person and being the right person? The expectations for a perfect relationship today have become so high and unrealistic that often, couples cannot meet all these emotional demands, and the relationship begins to fall apart under the weight of these unrealistic expectations. Modern expectations about love. The problem of unrealistic expectations. Love is a personal project. Nowadays, many people view love as a project of self-discovery and personal fulfillment. The idealized relationship is no longer just about living with someone and sharing a life. Now, love is expected to bring personal transformation, spiritual growth, full emotional fulfillment, constant pleasure, and even personal identity enrichment. Love has become a heavy responsibility, something that must meet all our emotional and existential needs. But is this possible? At the same time, the search for a meaningful relationship in which both partners help each other evolve intensifies. But the paradox here is clear. The more we demand the other person to fill all our emotional voids, the harder it becomes to maintain a healthy and balanced relationship. True love is not about demanding everything from your partner. Instead, it is about building something together, based on mutual respect and understanding of each other's limitations and flaws. The reality of expectations about love. It is necessary to be realistic about the expectations we have in a relationship. Although love is often seen as something inspiring and magical, it also requires constant work and commitment. When people seek in a relationship something to meet all their needs, such as validation, acceptance, security, and happiness, the risk is that the relationship turns into a burden, where the partner becomes responsible for the other's emotional well-being. What makes a perfect relationship? The cultural view of the idealized relationship. The idea of a perfect relationship varies drastically from one culture to another. In some cultures, a marriage or relationship is considered successful when there is family harmony, good children, and social respect. In others, especially in Western cultures, the expectations are so high that the relationship must provide romantic love, passion, friendship, respect, and personal fulfillment, all in one package. This cultural perception creates intense pressure on couples, leading them to believe they must be perfect, happy all the time, and that their relationship must always bring immediate and lasting satisfaction. Eli Finkel's point of view. Is the idealized relationship possible? Researcher Eli Finkel brings up an important reflection on the expectations of modern relationships. He suggests that the good relationships of today are, in fact, better than the good relationships of the past, but they are rarer. The search for an idealized relationship, where individual happiness and the personal growth of each partner are met at the same time, has created a new standard, where many couples fail to achieve this ideal. Finkel argues that marriage has evolved from a need for survival to a romantic partnership, and currently to a search for identity, where partners are trying to become the best version of themselves with each other's help. This creates a dilemma as couples are no longer just living together, but trying to transform each other, which is not an easy task. Practical tips for creating a successful relationship: calibrating expectations, acceptance, and realism. The first key to creating a successful relationship is calibrating your expectations. Don't expect your partner to be everything you want. The perfect relationship doesn't exist. Learn to accept imperfections and value what is real, instead of searching for an ideal. Don't overload the relationship with expectations that cannot be met. Diversifying sources of support. Don't overload the relationship. Avoid the temptation to make your partner the only source of emotional support. Diversify your sources of support: friends, hobbies, personal activities. This creates a healthy balance where both partners have emotional freedom and space to grow individually without overloading the other. Doing new things, innovating, and keeping the connection alive. The key to keeping desire and passion in a long-term relationship alive is doing new things together. If you get stuck in a routine, the relationship becomes boring and emotionless. Stepping out of your comfort zone and experimenting with new experiences is a way to revive the energy and vitality of the relationship. The path to a lasting relationship: building a healthy relationship does not depend on finding the right person, but on becoming the right person for the relationship. This means cultivating self-knowledge, establishing healthy boundaries, and constantly investing in the relationship, even when challenges arise. Now that you have a deeper understanding of the dynamics that affect relationships and practical tips for creating a more satisfying and lasting relationship, you are ready to transform your love life. Subscribe to our channel to continue learning about how to strengthen your relationship, face emotional challenges, and create deep and lasting connections. Click the subscribe button now and start applying these transformative strategies in your relationship. You deserve a happy and healthy relationship, and we are here to help you achieve it.